Alright, today we're going to be learning about communicable and non-communicable diseases in our class. First off, I'd like you guys to get in your groups and tell me if you have any idea what a communicable disease is. You guys can take 30 seconds and just come up with some ideas. Alright. Any groups with any ideas? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it is a disease, or it is something that you can transmit through the air or spit.
Yeah, that's actually a really good example. A lot of these are things that you can transfer just in passing, rubbing up on a door handle, running into someone, maybe someone didn't wash their hands properly, little things like that. So, that is a great example of communicable diseases. Now, you got to pay attention. We're going to learn about these diseases, and you guys are going to get quizzed on them later. So, first up, the first communicable disease is HIV and AIDS. Okay, this is a virus that destroys or impairs your immune system. A famous person that has this for the sports fans is Magic Johnson. He's lived with HIV/AIDS his whole life, and he actually has a rare disorder, which we're not going to get into because that's way more complicated in this class. But Magic Johnson is someone famous who has this. Okay, it weakens to make your body increased chance for a disease or an infection. So basically, all your white blood cells and red blood cells that are working together, it damages those. So it's much more susceptible. Okay. Another one. Almost everyone in this room has had it. Sometimes if you get the shot, it still doesn't help. Seasonal influenza or the flu. It sucks when you have it, but it's just one of those things that you can't always prevent, and it's probably one of the more common communicable diseases. Okay? There are actually people that die each year from the flu, so it's kind of a big deal. Malaria. This is one that some of us maybe have or maybe haven't heard before in the past. It's more common in third world countries such as the sub-Saharan and Africa or Southeast Asia. A lot of it is through transmission through mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are actually one of the leading carriers. They obviously suck your blood out, then they go on and they bite someone else. Someone with malaria gets their blood sucked up, then the mosquito sticks in another person. That's how it's transferred. So it can be kind of a tricky deal. A common one in America, and especially in the Midwest, Minnesota, North Dakota, is the West Nile disease. Alright. Next one of our former presidents actually had this disease, Franklin Roosevelt, and it is polio. It's not so common anymore, but it's an infectious disease. It's caused by a virus that invades your nervous system. So a lot of them will walk with stilts or different canes to try and prevent that as it severes. It attacks your lungs, but it can also attack other parts of your body, and it's estimated that a third of the world's population is infected with polio, but it's just laying latent in their body, meaning not everyone can develop the active disease. It's not spread unless it's active in the body. So of all of them, it's only in 85% is in those 22 countries total. Alright. Last one for communicable. Viral hepatitis. This is a major global health challenge. This is actually one that's growing quite rapidly. It affects your liver, and it is also referred to as hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E, and is responsible for more than 1 million deaths annually, most in low to middle-low income countries. Okay? Any questions so far? Alright, so the quiz should be perfect. Alright. Non-communicable diseases. These are ones that cannot be spread through your spit, or through rubbing up on a door handle, or hugging someone. Alright? This is something that is with health risks and is in your body or can happen, and we're going to learn about some ways of prevention. Okay. It refers to an acute infection resulting in long-term health consequences, and it is needed for long-time treatment. Examples of this are cancers. So if you think of any kind of cancer, whether it's something that you can hopefully treat and prevent, or the worst of the worst, they're still non-communicable. Cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular is the heart. Good. All right. Diabetes is a common one. It's a growing one in America. Does anybody, show of hands, have any family members with diabetes? Yeah, it's not much fun. Okay. Chronic lung illnesses. Okay, what's a good way to prevent lung illnesses? What's a really bad habit that a lot of Americans do? Anybody? Yeah.
Junk food?
No, not junk food. Cigarettes. Smoking. Okay, that's really bad for your lungs. All right, so tobacco use, alcohol use, and physical activity, or just basically poor eating, will lead to obesity and different things. All right, there's a lot of important conditions with non-communicable diseases, including injuries or mental health disorders. So it's something that you have to work to prevent by eating right, exercising often, trying to reduce your risk later in life. It may not be affecting it now, maybe all fun and dandy, but eventually down the road, there's a better chance that it will catch up with you. Okay? So, on to the flashcards. I'm going to hold up a card. You guys are going to tell me if it's communicable or non-communicable. First one, cardiovascular disease.
Non-communicable.
Non-communicable, good. Next one, hepatitis. Hepatitis. Non-communicable or communicable?
Communicable.
Communicable, good. Tuberculosis.
Communicable.
Communicable, good. That one we didn't talk about too much, but it's an important one as well. Lung cancer.
Non-communicable.
Non-communicable, good, because all the cancers are non-communicable. Polio. Franklin Delano Roosevelt had it. Communicable or non-communicable?
Communicable.
Communicable, good. Malaria, the mosquito disease.
Communicable.
Communicable, good. Influenza, or also called the common seasonal flu. Communicable or non-communicable?
Communicable.
Good. All right. Obesity.
Non-communicable.
Non-communicable. What's a good way to reduce obesity? What are some activities that we can do?
Jogging.
Jogging's a good one. Anybody else?
Running.
Running. Same kind of thing. Yep. Lifting weights, playing outside, playing sports are all good ways to reduce your risk of obesity. What about eating healthy? Which is always a fun one. Next one, throat cancer.
Non-communicable.
Good, non-communicable. And last one, HIV or AIDS. Magic Johnson has this disease.
Communicable.
Good, good. All right, now we're going to hand out the test. Okay, and then there. I'll read the question aloud. You tell me what they are. First one on the test. HIV/AIDS is communicable or non-communicable? Okay, everybody answer that. Good. What is a way to reduce your risk of obesity? Just write one thing down that you think is something that we talked about or something that you would do. All right. Next one, what's a way to reduce your risk of getting the seasonal influenza or the flu virus? We talked about it at the beginning. You go to the doctor and get a
Shot.
Write that down without saying it out loud. Last one. which disease stays latent in your body, keyword is latent, and is not always affected? Okay? Wait till everybody get that written down. We will go over the test. Hand your paper to a different person in the class, and if the answer is wrong, just put a slash through it. All right, here we go. First one. What is HIV/AIDS? A communicable or non-communicable? Communicable disease. Next one. Name one way to reduce your risk of obesity. What were some examples we heard?
Running.
Running. Perfect. Any sort of physical activity that you see, go ahead and give them the points. Next one. What is something that you can get to reduce your chance of seasonal influenza or the flu? The flu shot. Okay? So you can go to the doctor and you can get the flu shot. That will help reduce your risk. And last one. Which disease stays latent in your body? The answer is polio. Okay? Hand your papers in to me. That concludes our lesson on communicable and non-communicable diseases.